Hi everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Pamela Braga, and I'm talking to you about dating, cooking, and being a single parent. They all sort of kind of go hand in hand together, and I have a lot of tips and tricks for you. So, as a lot of you are probably in the same position that I'm in, find myself at home with 3 children and summer vacation. And oh my gosh, what are we going to do with these kids? And my youngest one, Charlie, who's taking me over there, is really into cooking, and he wanted to bake chocolate chip cookies, but he doesn't like to do normal things. He wanted to do a special twist on it. So I will tell you about that special twist as we go through the recipe. And don't worry about writing anything down, because we're going to have all the ingredients in our comments line. So the first thing you do when you're baking is, of course, put your oven on, preheat it at 350, so it's nice and ready for when you've finished mixing your ingredients and are ready to put your cookies in the oven. The next thing you do is, of course, gather all your ingredients, and once again, all of those will be in the comment section. And then you mix your dry ingredients together in a small or medium-sized bowl. And here I've got the flour, the salt, the baking powder, and of course our special ingredient. Now I gotta tell you, I have never made these cookies before, so you and I are trying these for the first time, and I will be your guinea pig. We'll see how they turn out. I have a feeling they're going to turn out pretty well, because what could go wrong with dark chocolate, butter, and coffee? 3 of my favorite things. So put your dry ingredients aside, and then in a large bowl, what you want to do is start with your room temperature butter and with your sugars. And beat it for a good 5 minutes until it's nice and fluffy. Now, of course, I did not make you guys sit through this, but I have been doing this for about 5 minutes. And it's looking pretty nice and fluffy, right? And after it's good and ready and your sugars are kind of dissolved into your butter, you want to crack an egg in there. Now this is a trick I learned just literally yesterday, and kind of a sad trick, honestly. I learned it because I was reading up on Anthony Bourdain and all the news of his death, and one of the clips was about how to crack an egg. And I have always, probably like you have, cracked it on the side of a bowl or a sharp corner, but he's like, no, don't do that. What you want to do is crack it on a flat surface, and that way when you put it in there, look at that, there's none of that little bit of broken shells. So it was a sad tip for me, but nonetheless one that I will use again and again and again, as I'm sure you will, because it's a good one. Okay, and then here's our vanilla. And dump that in there. Do not use artificial vanilla, honestly. If you don't, and I know it's really expensive, it's gone crazy expensive for some reason. It's like liquid gold right now. But if you can't do real vanilla, just don't even do it, because it's just going to spoil the taste of your cookies. Nobody likes that, right? Okay, so give that a good beat. So you can see that your egg is fully incorporated. You're not going to have any like weird scrambled eggs in your cookies. It's all in there. Eggs are kind of a leavening agent too, so it's going to work along with your baking soda to both levitate your cookies as well as congeal them, keep them together and not all crumbling. So there you go, it's looking nice and creamy and light. That's what you want your batter to look like. And then you can put in your flour. And what I do is I put half at a time, or depending on how big my batch is. This happens to be like a half batch. But if you have a big batch, then you're going to want to do it in thirds or in quarters, because otherwise you're just going to have the biggest mess in your kitchen. So, and of course, start on low, because otherwise you are going to be taking a flour bath. So just, turn if you're lucky enough, maybe you have a KitchenAid that turns for you. I used to, until one day my KitchenAid got really, really sick of all the baking I was doing and decided to kill itself. Yes, I left the room and I heard a big kerplunk, and I went running back into the kitchen, and what should I find but my KitchenAid that had been baking, mixing up a really beautiful batch of challah, was nose down, had taken a dive off of the counter, and never worked again, and killed itself. So that was a sad day too. And since then, I've just really gotten back to the basics, and I use a hand mixer. Or, even better, when I feel like getting a workout, I use a wooden spoon. So that's looking pretty good, and we're gonna dump the last half in there. little music as you go. All right. And the kind of, I always wonder why people buy cookies. Because when you think about it, this really doesn't take very long, does it? And you know exactly what's going in there, and you can buy the best ingredients, right? Because it doesn't cost nearly so much as buying a cookie for like $1.50 or $2.50 a cookie. You're making a whole batch of cookies for, I don't know, I haven't done the math, but probably less than $5, right? And I'm using I'm using Butard chocolate, and I'm using artisanal sea salt, and I'm using really good butter, and all those things just make for so much of a better cookie. And it's really fast, right? I mean, here we are, we're doing it together. It'll be done in no time at all. So coming together. And in a second, we will fold in our chocolate chips. And if you want to make these really healthy, you can add some kind of nuts, like pecans, which go so good with coffee, or walnuts, but my kids are not really fans of that. So, I mean, do what you want to. And it's summer, and they can have whatever they want, right? So I kind of spoil them like that. And these cookies are for them, not for me. So, hopefully we don't burn out this poor hand mixer, right? It's sounding kind of sad right now, but here's whip. Boom. Silence. That is one of the sounds of the kitchen I don't like. I know the other day I was telling you guys how I love like the sizzle of a good steak. Properly heated pan. It's such a beautiful sound, isn't it? But the sound of a beater kind of drives me a little bananas. It does, and I'm always relieved when I can shut it off. You know what? I am not going to put that in the sink. You know why? Because I've got my little 9-year-old looking at me going, "Come on, Mom." And I also happen to have my 15-year-old. This is a family affair, by the way, or at least today it is. It isn't always, but today it is. And my 15-year-old is actually the one doing the videography. So he's a total techie, and I'm so excited that he's doing this for me because I'm not that good at it. And so as a reward, here's for Ethan. Thank you, Ethan. All right, now here we go. Here comes the good part, right? Give my hands a good wash. And then we get our beautiful chocolate chips. I have 60% dark chocolate by Butard, which is really an amazing company. But if you can, you should also try Valrhona, because Valrhona is just, it's one of my favorite chocolates. And I used to use it a lot when I had my artisanal food company, but I bought it wholesale through a very, very cool company here in Oregon. I was going to say Portland, but it's not in Portland. It's a little outside of Portland. It's called Chocolate Sphere. No paid advertisement here. I'm just letting you guys know a little inside secret. They have, oh my gosh, almost like every single chocolate in the world is in there, and you can buy it wholesale if you're a company, or you can go in there and buy it retail. And they're a really nice couple, and they do have beautiful chocolates. So there, we incorporated our chocolate chips. This would be a great time to put in your nuts as well. And of course, being the prepared kitchenesse that I am, I already have a baking sheet with parchment paper, which I buy. Oh my gosh, I buy these huge packages of them that last me for like 2 years. And if you're a baker like I am, that's what you want to do. I just get a plain old spoon, right? And I give it a nice heaping, rounded spoonful, and I like my cookies to look tidy. I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit anal about that. So I always tap them a little bit, and then, just put them in. Well, these are going to be big cookies. And so sometimes I put them 3 in a row, but I'm a little worried about these ones. I'm going to put 2 in a row, all right? We'll see how that turns out. Oh my gosh, I smell the coffee in there. That is a very cool addition, Charlie. I think these are going to taste good.
I hope.
Right? In a moment you can help Charlie. What, you want to help? Mm-hmm. All right, you can help me with a couple of these, right? We want to, get these in the oven. So come on over here, put that down. This is my son Charlie. This is his concoction. So I just want to show you. So I just scooped some, Charlie. And how was that dough? Was it good?
So good. Can I have
Was
a bit in it?
Yeah, we're going to do this now because we're filming, right? So I just put that in there and then I tap it to make it nice and round, and then plunk, I plunk it in there and make it tidy. So you do one, okay? Go for it.
I do too.
Oh my gosh, so much fun cooking in the kitchen with kids, right? I kind of say that facetiously because honestly, I'm a little uptight in the kitchen. I know it's hard to tell, but it's true. And I really like my stuff to turn out perfectly. And that's hard when you work with kids, but it's really important that they learn to cook. Oh, Charlie, that's gorgeous. Keep going. And so I'm encouraging him, and I'm learning my own little, it's sort of like work on yourself a little bit, right? You're single now, and you gotta, correct your bad errors. See, here I am correcting. And learn how to be a better person and grow every single day. And one of those things that I have to grow with is learning patience and the things that are important in life, right? Did you put, oh honey, that's not, see what I mean? I'm so bad at this, okay? That's too big. You gotta keep it in the spoon, see that? And don't lick your fingers, and you keep it in the spoon, see that? Okay. And then you go thunk, and that way you always have exactly the same size cookies. See how neurotic I am? Oh, it's so hard, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm getting to higher levels of enlightenment. And so will you when you cook in the kitchen with your kids. Beautiful! That looks awesome. Should we do 2 more and then we'll stick it in the oven? Oh, lessons learned. So nice. All right. That's okay. That's a lot. We have to put it in the spoon, sweetheart. Oh, good job. That looks extra big, but we don't want any that are extra big. Okay, nope, that's good. One more. Hold on, I gotta shove some of these. Sometimes, you gotta make sure that you get all those chocolate chips in there. Otherwise, you have too many left over at the end. Right, but go ahead. Go for it. Get one last one in there. I'm gonna put some beautiful ones on the tops here, right? All right, moving right along. The beauty of video. We might edit this out. I don't know. All right, that's good. You don't want too many chocolate chips in there because what will happen is the chocolate melts and what you end up with is a pool of chocolate and just a little bit of cooked cookie. You know how that might turn out? You need all the cookie dough to hold it together. Oh, Pluck, he loves chocolate, but you really don't want to have too many chocolate chips in there. All right, there we go. And then if you're super duper fancy, like we sometimes are, then you get a little bit of salt at the end. And you just sprinkle a little bit on there, right? Just a little bit. Ah, what are you doing, Charlie?
I want to get some.
Oh.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, all right, just get a little bit, but I've already done this.
I'll do the last one.
All right, you do the last one. Teeny bit, because otherwise you can have it you don't want to be a cow with a salt lick, right? Perfect. Look how gorgeous these are. Okay, now we're going to put them in the oven. We'll put them in there for about 10 minutes, 10 to 12. About halfway through, I take them out and I bang them and I rotate them and put it back in and put the timer on for another 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, so we're going to start that right now. In fact, I'll just put the timer on for 6 minutes because I'm super forgetful and I don't put that timer on. I always end up doing something else and burning things, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to take a little time out now, and we'll come back to you. So we're back again, and I'm so excited. These cookies turned out amazing. They really did. Oh, I love the way that sea salt looks at the top. And because I gave it a good whack halfway through, you could see all these lovely little little wrinkles or curdles in the cookie, and they're just so pretty. And I'm using my lovely china because I'm a big believer in using. I don't believe in saving your china, so I don't really I don't really have hands-off china. I like to use it as often as possible wherever it looks good, right? So let me put this aside, and we're gonna have our guest. Our guest taster, who's been dying to taste this, and who is also the creator of this twist on this recipe. I'm not giving him all 3 cookies, but it sure looks good. You may have one. So he's going to let us know, Charlie, what do you think? We all have had some of the raw cookie dough, and it was amazing.
It's so good.
Really? Do you taste the coffee in there?
Kind of.
Kind of. Okay, I'm not really eating sugar, but I am going to take the tiniest bit because I don't want to give you guys a recipe that I don't know if it tastes good. Oh my gosh. You really taste such a nice, beautiful, subtle hint of coffee in there. Of course, with a really good chocolate. It's fabulous. The only thing I would say is I do not recommend giving these to your kids after 2 or 3 in the afternoon because they are filled with ground coffee. Well, you could always do decaf if you wanted to. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us. We had such a great time learning this recipe, and I love having Charlie in the kitchen cooking with me. And hopefully you have fun with your kids cooking too. So thanks for tuning in.